welcome, welcome, welcome. So 1 or 2 blocks, definitely a chair. We're gonna come into dancer pose. And so with dancer pose, we're, doing this and standing on one leg. So we may want a chair to prop us up. And once you have all of your stuff, all of your items, find your way to a comfortable seated position. So we're starting seated this morning. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to your Tuesday mid-morning practice. And so a comfortable seat may mean that you need to sit yourself on something, such as a block, bolster, or blanket. You may want to have your legs stretched out straight, such as I do. You may want to come into easy seated pose, where you fold your feet in and sit cross-legged. Once you make your way to your comfortable seat, close your eyes down if you have not done so already. Find length in your spine, so growing long and tall in your spine. Softening your shoulders down your back. Let your hands rest in your lap in a folded position, or you can bring the backs of the hands to each individual thigh with the palms facing up towards the sky. Softening your face and jaw. Gently tuck your tailbone up toward your belly button. And let your chin be parallel with the earth. And beginning now to bring your focus to your natural breath pattern. So, letting your inhales expand out through your belly, side bodies, and chest. So your side bodies are those areas that are right beneath the sides of your ribs. So on either side of your abdomen, your midsection. And then letting your exhales, let all of those areas travel back down towards your back body. So your navel and all of your midsection on your exhales will travel back towards your spine. And bringing your full attention to the present moment. So that means letting the previous events of the day fall into the background and doing the same with the upcoming events of the day. So all of our attention is focused in the here and the now. And just notice what you got going on this morning. So notice any stuff that you may be arriving to your practice with, both in your physical and your subtle bodies. And of course, just a reminder, our subtle body is that energetic field that surrounds our physical body. So we cannot see it, but it is absolutely there. And that area of ourselves can pick up and retain vibrational stuff from the atmosphere, from other people that we encounter, from our thoughts and lingering emotions. So just noticing what you got going on there and in your physical bodies. And so I mentioned just a few moments ago, I mentioned our lovely dancer pose. And so that is our theme this week. So continuing with the themes that are surrounding peak poses. So we'll go through sequences that have a peak pose theme. And so this week is our Natarajasana dancer pose. So this is a dynamic yoga posture that combines balance, a deep back bend, and a hip opener. So it's kind of an all-over body pose. It provides a comprehensive range of physical and mental benefits, including improved posture, enhanced focus, better joint flexibility, and stronger leg and core muscles. So it builds lower body strength by engaging the entire standing leg, so balancing on one leg. It improves posture by opening up the chest, shoulders, and abdomen. This can help to counteract the effects of hunched sitting or standing. It enhances flexibility by stretching the hip flexors, quadriceps, which is our thigh muscles, and shoulders while improving spinal mobility. And that happens through the back bending action. It boosts balance and coordination. So it challenges your center of gravity, which helps stabilize the muscles and improves proprioception or body awareness. And it also helps to activate organ functions. So the intense stretch and back bend can stimulate the thyroid gland and aid the functions of the pancreas and kidneys. That's why I love a yoga practice in the morning, because that's a good time to get those areas of the body going. So it, for mental and spiritual benefits, it sharpens concentration, reduces stress, and builds confidence and courage. And for the history of our lovely dancer pose, Natarajasana, this pose is named in honor of Lord Shiva, one of the primary deities in Hinduism. So in his form as Nataraja, Shiva is referred to as the Lord of the Dance. So according to Hindu mythology, Shiva performs the cosmic dance representing the continuous cycle of the universe: creation, preservation, destruction, and release. So in traditional representations, Nataraja balances on one leg atop a dwarf, which symbolizes the triumph of spiritual wisdom over ignorance. The physical shape of Natarajasana mirrors Shiva's iconic dancing posture, aiming to channel his divine balance, focus, and connection to the rhythms of life. And so, honoring our lovely dancer pose this morning, we'll have several warm-up postures that help to open through the hips and shoulders. Also several balancing postures before we meet in our lovely dancer pose. And as we move through our practice and then walk off of our mats and out into the world, may we continue to carry the deep focus and concentration as is displayed in our dancer pose. And remember that this posture in ancient times was a representation of the circle of life. Take a deep, expansive inhale in through your nose. Let the inhale begin at the bottom of the belly and rise up through the midsection, and then land at the top of the chest. And then exhale to release, letting your navel draw back towards your spine. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, bottom of the belly, rise up through the midsection, land at the top of the chest, and then exhale to release, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, navel to spine. Opening up your eyes, keeping the length in your spine. Next inhale, we're going to circle the arms out and up, reach the fingertips up high. And then exhale, you're going to drop your right elbow either over to the right, either to a block or to the earth, and let your left fingertips drape over your left ear. It's coming into some side bending, side body bending action as we begin. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Shrug your left shoulder behind your left ear. Exhale, maybe lean a little further to the right. Inhale, we make our way back up through center. Reach the fingertips high, keeping the spine long and soft. Exhale, same other side. So your left elbow rests on your block or the earth, and right fingertips are over right ear. Deep breath in through the nose. Shrug that right shoulder behind the back. Exhale, maybe lean a little more to the left, letting your right fingertips sink down low. Inhale, we make our way back up through center. Reach the fingertips up high. We're going to make this now a flowy action. Exhale, lean over to the right one time. Inhale, we make our way back up through center, fingertips up. Exhale, leaning over to the left one time. So we're going to do this 2 more times each side. Inhale, fingertips rise up. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Left fingertips over left ear. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, leaning over to the left. Right fingertips over right ear. 1 more time. Inhale, we reach up. And exhale, we lean over to the right. Inhale, we reach up through center. Exhale, lean over to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, reach it up high, length in the spine. Exhale, float your palms and fingertips down to the earth, and then make your way into a tabletop position. So you may want to keep your blocks towards the front and the back if you have to. If not, you can simply switch positions once we get there. Of course, you can have a blanket under your knees if necessary. Palms are under shoulders and knees are under hips. I'm going to take a moment here to press down through the 4 corners of the palms. Grip the mat with the finger pads. Gently draw your navel up toward your spine. Tuck your tailbone gently forward. Shoulders are soft and down away from the ears. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Press the earth away, so our cat-cows. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Look at your belly button. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips, look up high. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips, look up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Really press the earth away. Inhale, we come back to a neutral spine. And then exhale, we're going to come to stand on our knees. So I'm going to put a blanket under my knees because my knees like that much better for our lovely gate pose, which is where we're going. You can face the side of your mat or you can stay facing forward. So that's entirely up to you. Tucking your tailbone up towards your belly button, let your shoulders hang soft down your back. Let your fingers and hands be nice and gentle and soft as they're hanging. Next, inhale, we're going to step that right foot out to the right. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone forward. You can curl your left toes or not. So maybe play around with that and see what helps you out with balance there. I don't know about you guys, but this pose always makes me wobble, even though it seems sturdy. Next inhale, we're going to place the back of the left hand, or the right hand, on the right leg. Apparently, I don't know my sides today. Exhale to stay, and then inhale, float the left fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, lean as far as you can over to the right, and that doesn't have to be real far. Fullest, deepest inhale here. Really press down into that right foot. Tuck the tailbone forward and up. And then exhale to stay. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, cartwheel your arms down and around, grabbing a hold of that block or underneath of your left hand if necessary. And then inhale, we raise right fingers and right toes up towards the sky. Left palm is on your block or the earth. Beautiful, ladies. Exhale, tuck your tailbone forward and up towards your belly button. Inhale, reach right fingers, right toes a little higher. Exhale, bend right elbow and right knee. Perhaps they touch together. And then step your right foot towards the short edge of your mat. So that depends on which way you're facing. You can notice now I'm facing towards the back of my mat. We're going to come into a low lunge twist. So your right foot, your right ankle is stacked under your right knee. You have your block under your left palm, or fingertips can be on the earth. Left knee is scooched behind you. Inhale, we're going to float those right fingertips and the heart up to the sky to the right. Yeah, beautiful work. Exhale, sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Reach your fingertips high. And then exhale to stay. Fullest, deepest inhale to cartwheel your arms up. So we're in a low lunge twisting position here. And then exhale, drop your right fingertips to your left calf, and your left fingertips go up to the sky. Fullest, deepest inhale here. Exhale, maybe hips sink down further towards the earth. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, take one more breath right here. And exhale to release. Cartwheel your fingertips down toward your front foot. Inhale, you're going to back your hips up toward your left heel. And then exhale, you're going to make your way back to a tabletop position. And once again, you can use the blanket if you need. I do not need the blanket under my knees for the tabletop position, but you may, and that is A.O.K. So 3 more rounds of cat-cows, pressing firmly into your palms, tops of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Your toes can be curled or not. So playing around with that is always a great way to check out what's going on in your body. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips, gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, press the earth away, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips, look up high. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, we drop the belly, raise the hips, looking up high. Last round. Exhale, press the earth away, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. And then exhale, we make our way back up to standing on our knees once again. We're going to come into that gate pose on the other side. Taking a moment to tuck the tailbone up towards the belly button. Let the shoulders be soft down the back. Letting your palms just hang down by your hips, by your sides. Next inhale, we step that left foot out to the left and straightening the left knee to a point where you can still keep it soft. So you don't want to lock it out. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone forward and up once again. Let the shoulders be soft down the back. Top of the left hand comes to the left leg if it's not there already. Inhale, float the right fingertips forward and up towards the sky. And then exhale, lean over towards the left. Beautiful ladies, take a deep breath in, tuck the tailbone forward and up. Exhale, right shoulder down the back away from the right ear, and maybe you lean a little more towards the right. So this gets into a nice side body stretch. Fullest, deepest inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, we cartwheel the arms up and around. Exhale, we grab a hold of the block if we need it, or underneath of the right hand. And then inhale, the extended version of our gate pose. So reach the left fingertips and left toes high. Tuck the tailbone forward, noticing the difference in size. Exhale to stay. Take a deep breath in. See if you can reach fingers and toes a little higher. Beautiful work. Exhale to bend left elbow, left knee, and then we step that left foot forward and we're making our way into a low lunge position. So I know I always from here have to adjust my back knee back a little bit, and that helps to deepen with the hip opening. So your block is under your right hand if you prefer. Left knee is stacked over left ankle. Inhale, we're going to float the left fingertips up towards the left. Heart goes up towards the sky, to the left. Exhale, sink your hips down low. Fullest, deepest inhale, reach your left fingertips high. And then exhale to stay. Inhale, using the momentum of your left arm, rise yourself up. Exhale, we're in a low lunge twisting position. Beautiful work, ladies. Take a deep breath in. Reach your fingertips long in opposite directions. And then exhale, reverse. So dropping your left hand to your right calf and right fingertips over right ear. And you do not have to go there if it's too much for you. You can simply stay in a twist or even stay in your low lunge twist that we started in. Take a deep breath in, reach the right fingertips even higher over the right ear. And then exhale to release. Cartwheel your arms down and around. Fingertips frame the front foot. Next inhale, this time we're going to straighten that back leg. Tops of the shoulders, down and away from the ears. And then exhale, plant your palms and make your way to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. First downward dog of the class, so perhaps you grip your mat with your finger pads. Press down through the four corners of the palms. Perhaps you shrug the tops of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Perhaps you pedal your feet, bend your knees, shake your head, yes and no. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale to come back to center, back to stillness if you are moving. Next, inhale, let your gaze come up towards the short top edge of your mat. And then exhale, you're going to walk your feet all the way up to the top. Heel toeing your feet out as wide as your mat. So coming into our lovely wide-legged fold position, keeping a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, float your fingertips up behind you, rising up to a flat back. And then exhale, clasp your fingertips together behind you and let the crown of the head come down towards the earth. And perhaps you rise your clasped fingers up overhead. Perhaps you let them rest on your lower back if your shoulders are not feeling all that extra this morning. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, perhaps you find some movement here as well. So perhaps you let your torso sway side to side, pretending your head is a pendulum. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Take one more breath in through the nose. And then exhale to come back to center, back to stillness. Letting your clasped fingers come down to your sacrum. Releasing your fingertips and let your palms glide down the backs of your legs. And coming all the way to rest your fingertips on the earth. Inhale, we rise up to a flat back once again. And then exhale, we heel toe our feet back into hip distance or big toes touch. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up. Palms touch up top. Tuck the tailbone up. And then exhale, palms land at heart center. Yay, we made it to standing. All right, shoulders are soft down the back. Spine is nice and long. Press down through the four corners of your feet. Spread out through your toes. Coming into this week's version of sun salutations. Inhale, press palms, rise up towards the sky, gaze goes up. And then exhale, swan dive down, lead with your heart, nose towards knees to fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. We rise up to a flat back, shoulders down the back. And then exhale, we plant our fingertips, step the right toes back, dropping the right knee to a pad or the earth. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Inhale, float your fingertips forward and up, stack your torso over your hips, scissor your inner thighs towards each other. So that really helps to get extra hip and glute opening and also helps to square your hips. Exhale to sink those squared hips down towards the earth. Inhale, reach your fingertips high, gaze goes up. And then exhale, float your fingertips and palms down towards the earth, framing your front foot. Inhale, straighten the back leg, tops of the shoulders, down and away from the ears. Maybe you even get light in your fingers. Exhale, plant your palms and let your left big toe meet your right into your plank pose. It's a little different variation than what we normally do. And you can always keep your knees down. Take a deep breath in, press into the earth, and then exhale, lower knees, chest and chin down to the earth. Inhale to release the entire front side of your body. Peel your heart up, tucking your elbows in towards your ribs. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. And then exhale, curl toes, hinge hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pressing into the four corners of the palms, grip the mat with the finger pads, shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, bend the knees, raise heels and hips up high. And then exhale, heels and heart melt down towards the earth. Inhale, gaze goes up in between the hands. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. And your feet are hip distance at the back of your mat. Nose towards knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Pressing into the four corners of the feet, spread out through the toes. Next, inhale, we're going to rise up through our zombie raise. And then exhale, we meet in Tadasana at the back of our mats. Tucking the tailbone forward and up, let the shoulders be soft down the back. Chin is parallel with the earth, and soften your face and jaw. So our first go at balancing on one leg. Inhale, we're going to put all of our weight into our left leg. Keep a soft bend in that left knee. Rise the right knee up towards the right shoulder. And then exhale, step that right foot about halfway up your mat. And then bring your left foot to a catty-cornered type position. So 45-degree angle, if you will. So setting up for pyramid pose. Scissoring the inner thighs towards each other. So that really helps to square your upper body so it faces towards the short edge of the mat. Inhale, we're going to rise our fingertips, float our fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, rest opposite palms on opposite elbows. See if you can keep your shoulders soft. Take a deep breath in. Send your breath out through the crown of the head and the elbows. So feel how that lengthens, especially the upper part of your side bodies, right below your armpits. And then exhale, keeping the knees soft, we're going to lean forward about halfway. Take a deep breath in through the nose. You ladies look beautiful. Exhale, keep scissoring the inner thighs towards each other, and maybe you sink down even deeper. Stretching the elbows forward away from the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, release the grip of the elbows. Fingertips rest on your blocks or the earth. Inhale to just simply rock forward into your standing splits position. Exhale, lower left hip down, raise right hip up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. You may want a block here underneath of your right hand. Breath out, half moon pose. So you are opening your heart to the left fingertips and left toes up towards the sky. And it's totally okay to wobble. Look at you ladies go. Take a deep breath in, reach left fingers, left toes a little higher. And then exhale, float left fingers, left toes forward and down. Walk both feet towards the top of the mat, and nose towards knees to fold. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Navel to spine. Pressing into the four corners of the feet, spread out through the toes, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up. Palms touch up top. Tuck the tailbone up. Exhale, palms land at heart center, Samastiti. Shoulders are soft down the back. Soften your face and jaw. Tailbone is forward and up, keeping a soft bend in the knees. All of that on the other side. Pressed palms rise up as you breathe in. Breath out, swan dive down, hinging at the hips, nose towards knees to fold. Next breath in, hands on shins, we rise up to a flat back. And then breath out, we plant our fingertips, step the left toes back, dropping the left knee down towards your mat or the earth. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Inhale, float the fingertips forward and up, stack the torso over the hips, scissoring those inner thighs towards each other. And then exhale, sink your hips down low. Take a deep breath in, reach the fingertips high. Breath out, we circle the arms down and around. Fingertips frame the front foot. Next breath in, we straighten the back leg, tops of the shoulders, down and away from the ears. See if you can lower the left hip, raise the right one, or scissor your inner thighs towards each other. And then maybe you get light in your fingers. Beautiful work, ladies. Exhale, we plant our palms and right big toe meets the left in our plank pose. Option to go to down dog. Also option to keep your knees on the earth. Take a deep breath in, press the earth away. This is our little bit of core work. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin into our 8-pointed pose. Elbows close to the ribs. As you inhale, release the entire front side of your body. Peel your heart up, Bhujangasana Cobra pose. And then exhale to curl toes, hinge hips, downward facing dog. Pressing into the four corners of the palms, grip the mat with the finger pads, tops of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, raise heels and hips up with bent knees up towards the sky. Really tilt your sit bones up high. And then exhale, heels and heart melt down to the earth. Inhale, our gaze goes up in between our hands towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, we walk our hands back towards our feet, keeping your feet hip distance. Nose towards knees into Uttanasana, forward fold. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, press into the four corners of the feet, rising up through your zombie raise. And then exhale, we're going to meet once again at the back of our mat in our Tadasana mountain pose. So pyramid pose on the other side. So I find that pressing down through the four corners of the standing foot and spreading out through the toes sometimes helps with balance. So we're going to be balancing on the right leg this time, keeping the tailbone tucked forward and up, softening the shoulders down the back. Let your arms and hands hang soft down by your hips. Next, inhale, we bend the left knee, draw the left knee up towards the heart. Also pressing in through your core sometimes helps with balance. And then exhale, step that left foot towards the center of the mat and then catty corner, 45-degree angle for that right foot behind you. So that right heel will face the back left corner of the mat. Inhale, scissor the inner thighs towards each other once again. So we're turning our hips and torso towards that front short edge of the mat. Exhale to stay. Inhale, we float our fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, opposite hands to opposite elbows. Beautiful, ladies. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out through the crown of the head, rising your elbows up towards the sky. Notice how this area really gets turned on as you do that. And then exhale, keeping a soft bend in both knees. As slowly as you can, fold. Just about halfway down. 3 breaths right here. Inhale, press those elbows forward. Keep scissoring the inner thighs towards each other. And then exhale to stay. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Perhaps you come down a little further with your fold. Perhaps you do not. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, release the grip of the elbows. Inhale, rock forward on that left foot. Raise the right toes behind you. Exhale, drop the right hip down. Raise the left hip up. So we're in a standing splits position. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Next inhale, grab a hold of your block if you think you're going to need it. So our half moon pose. And then exhale to stay. I always have trouble on this side with wobbling. Inhale, reach right toes, right fingertips out and up towards the sky. Peeling the heart open to the right. You're beautiful out of my eyes and the back of my head. Exhale to stay. Inhale, see if you can reach right fingers, right toes a little higher. Maybe. Exhale, float right fingers and toes forward and down. Stepping both feet towards the top of the mat. Big toes touch or feet are hip distance. And nose to knees to fold. So perhaps you bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. Shake your head, yes and no, swaying from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Next inhale, hands on the shins, rising up to a flat back, shoulders down the back. Exhale, we're going to plant our palms and step straight back to our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose, pressing firmly into the four corners of the palms. Grip the mat with the finger pads. Rise the heels up towards the sky and the hips. And then exhale, heels and heart melt down to the earth. Next inhale, our gaze goes up in between our hands. And then exhale, we walk our hands back to or towards our feet. Feet are hip distance. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up. Palms touch up top. Tuck the tailbone up. Exhale, samastitihi. So we're going to go through that little balance flow once again. And we're going to add on a little extra. So drop your hands down by your hips. Balancing on the left foot this time. So pressing down through the four corners of the left foot, spread out through the left toes, keeping a soft bend in that left knee. Let your arms and hands hang soft by your sides. Inhale, we're going to bend that right knee, let it travel up towards the right shoulder. And then exhale, step it about halfway forward and let the left foot come to a 45-degree angle. Beautiful work. Next inhale, we're going to scissor our inner thighs towards each other. So that squares everything off towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone forward and up. Inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Gaze goes up. Exhale, this time we're simply going to let our fingertips come forward and down as we come about halfway down towards our pyramid pose. Take a deep breath in through the nose, reach through those fingertips. Breath out, we circle our arms behind us, clasp all 10 fingers together. Take a deep breath in, shrug the shoulders down the back, and then breath out. Perhaps you let your nose come down towards that front knee. So this is a funny variation of our pyramid pose. If you want the extra shoulder stretch to help you prepare for our lovely dancer pose, by all means, you can rise your arms even further overhead. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Yes, this will challenge your balance. Exhale to stay. Take another full breath in. And exhale, fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale to release the clasp of the fingers. Inhale, we're going to rock forward, coming into our standing splits. So rising that left leg up. Exhale right away. We're going to move into our half moon pose. So rising left fingertips and left toes up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Beautiful work, ladies. Exhale. If you want to go further, bend that left knee and reach for the left foot with the left hand. Fullest, deepest inhale. And you can always just bend. You don't have to grab. And then exhale to release. All 10 toes travel towards the top of the mat and nose towards knees to fold. Feet are hip distance or big toes touch. Take a deep breath in to expand. Exhale, nose towards knees. Fullest, deepest inhale. Let your inhale travel from the bottom of your belly all the way up through the midsection and up into the top of your chest. So feeling your body puff up even from this position. And then exhale, nose towards knees to fold. One more time. Inhale, get full and expansive. And then exhale to release. Next inhale, we come up to our Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And then exhale, we plant our palms and step to our downward facing dog. Fullest, deepest inhale to bend the knees. Raise heels and hips up towards the sky, pressing the earth away. And then exhale, heels and heart melt down towards the earth. Inhale, gaze goes up in between the hands. You know where we're going. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet, keeping your feet hip distance. Soft bend in the knees. Keeping your arms and head hanging heavy. Inhale, zombie raise. We're going to rise all the way up, nice and slow. Feeling that little stretch in the back space behind your heart. And then exhale, we meet in our Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, so one more time for this little flow that we've been working on. And then we get to visit our Natarajasana dancer pose. So spreading out through your right toes, pressing down through the four corners of your right foot. Tuck your tailbone forward and up. Shoulders, arms, and hands are soft and hanging down. Next inhale, we bend that left knee, letting the left knee rise up towards the heart space. And then exhale, step the left foot forward, and that right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. So if you don't have enough space in your thighs, or if you just generally feel like it's too much for you to have your feet this wide, you can always bring your feet a little closer together. So whatever works best in your own beautiful body. Next, inhale, we're going to scissor our inner thighs towards each other. Tuck the tailbone forward and up. Soften the shoulders. And then exhale to stay. Inhale, we float our fingertips forward and up. Keep your gaze forward. And then exhale to fold. So fold about halfway down. Reach your fingertips forward. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Keep scissoring those inner thighs towards each other. Exhale, float your fingertips back towards your sacrum and clasp them together. Inhale, shrug the shoulders down the back. And then exhale, let your nose come down to or towards that left knee. And to deepen the stretch in your shoulders, you can bring your clasped fingers over the back of your head. 3 breaths right here. Inhale to expand. And exhale, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take one more breath in through the nose. Exhale, let your clasped fingers rest on your sacrum, unwind them, and then inhale, rock yourself forward, standing splits for just a moment, grabbing a hold of your block. Exhale to your half moon pose on the right side. So heart and right fingers, right toes, raise up towards the sky to the right. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. If you'd like to go further, bend the right knee and either reach for or grab a hold of that right foot. So my right knee is really stiff, so I can't grab a hold, but that's okay. I can reach. Take a deep breath in and breath out, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale to send all 10 toes towards the top of your mat and nose towards knees. Fold. So perhaps you bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. Shake your head, yes and no. Sway from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale to come back to center, back to stillness. Dropping your fingertips down to the earth. Press down through the four corners of the feet. Spread out through the toes. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale up once again through our zombie raise. And then exhale, we meet in our Tadasana, mountain pose. So we have reached the star of the show, our lovely dancer pose. I found out yesterday that at least for this week, it's better for me to have a chair close by to come in to this posture. So we're going to start by standing on the right foot. So press down through the four corners of the right foot, spread out through the right toes, soft bend in that right knee. So your legs should be super ready for all of this with all of this balancing we've been doing. Tailbone is tucked up and shoulders are soft down the back. Let your arms hang heavy and soft by your sides. Next, inhale, we're going to bend that left knee. Left foot travels up towards the left hand. Exhale, grabbing a hold of it if you can, and draw your left knee down towards your right one. Take a deep breath in through the nose right here. And exhale, kick that foot into that hand and float your right fingertips forward or rest them on your chair. Take a deep breath in, scissor your inner thighs towards each other. Let your shoulders be soft. Exhale, perhaps from here, you experiment with reaching the right fingertips forward or not. Take a deep breath in through the nose. See if you can kick that left foot into that left hand a little more firmly. And then exhale, we come out like we went in. So rise back up, left knee meets the right, and keeping your hand on your left foot if you can, and then release the left foot down to the earth. Walk your feet a little wider than shoulder or hip distance and come to sway. So just swaying back and forth here. So just kind of loosening up and relaxing from all of that intense balancing stuff that we just did. And perhaps you rock from side to side. Perhaps you even let your head and shoulders get into this little movement here. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Last time for our dancer pose. So we're going to balance on the left foot this time. So we're pressing down through the four corners of the left foot, spread out through the left toes. Soft bend in that left knee. Tuck the tailbone forward and up. Let your shoulders soften down your back. And I find with any of these balancing postures, finding a spot, either on the floor in front of you or directly in front of you to gaze at, which is called a drishti, can also help. So without further ado, next inhale, we're going to bend that right knee. Right foot travels up towards, or maybe even to, that right hand. And yes, feel free to use that chair to help you out right away. And then exhale, lean forward, left fingertips travel forward and kick your right foot into your right hand. Scissor your inner thighs towards each other wherever you are in the posture. Take a deep breath in through the nose, firming through your core. Perhaps you let go of your chair, perhaps you do not, and float those left fingertips forward. Exhale to stay. Take one more breath in here. And then breath out. We come out like we went in. So rise back up. You can always feel free to keep that left hand on the chair, and you're bringing your right knee towards your left one. Take one breath in through the nose, and then breath out. We're going to bring all 10 toes to the earth. Walk your feet a little wider than hip distance once again, and then come to sway. So swing from side to side. Maybe you let opposite or let ears come to shoulders here. And just breathe into what you're feeling. So breathing into all of this energy that we are creating, representing our lovely Natarajasana dancer pose. Lots of balancing. Breathing deep. And coming back to center, back to stillness. We're simply going to walk back towards the middle of our mats and make our way to Dandasana, staff pose. And you may want to keep your feet towards the top of your mat because eventually we're going to lay down on purpose. So bringing the flesh of the bum out from underneath of you. Finding length in your spine, let your shoulders be soft down your back. Soften your face and jaw. Next inhale, we're going to float our fingertips forward up towards the sky. And then exhale, Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. So nose towards the knees. And you really want to, since we're counteracting the stuff from our lovely dancer pose, you really want to see if you can keep a slight rounding in your spine. Fullest, deepest inhale to expand. Let the inhale travel from the bottom of your belly all the way up through the midsection and land at the top of the chest. And then exhale, navel to spine. Take another deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, navel towards the spine. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale, bottom of the belly. Rise up through the midsection. Land at the top of the chest and notice how you can also send your breath here into the back space behind your heart. And exhale, navel to spine. Last one. Deepest, fullest inhale. And exhale. Releasing your hands from your feet or your legs, wherever they are. Inhale, we're going to rise up nice and slow. Float your fingertips forward and up towards the sky. Gaze goes up. And then exhale. We lay down on purpose. So as slowly as you can, see if you can keep your heels on the earth. Beautiful. And making your way all the way down onto your back, so into your reclined position. Tuck the tailbone forward and up towards the belly button. Soften the shoulders down the back. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on the earth. Feet and knees are hip distance. Next inhale, we're going to extend our arms wide into a T shape, or you can bend your elbows and have them into a goddess position. And then exhale, we're going to bump our hips over to the left, drop the knees to the right. So our simple reclined spinal twist. So this may be enough for you this morning. You may want to stay right here. Or if you'd like to go further, take a deep breath in through the nose, breath out, straighten that top leg. So your left toes lay on the earth all the way out to the right. And you can have a blanket or block underneath of your right foot or left foot or your left knee. Fullest, deepest inhale here. Exhale, perhaps you draw your right foot toward your left hand. So this is a funny variation of that cat pulling its tail. And if that's too much, feel free to not go there. You can always just stay in the traditional reclined spinal twist. And you can also soften the load to your lower back by putting a little bend in that left knee and resting the right hand on the top of the left knee. Wherever you are in the posture, take a full inhale here. And then exhale. See if you can plug both shoulders into the earth and bring your gaze off to the left. So this is a really great way to stretch through your shoulders, spine, and hips. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Take another breath in through the nose. Exhale to release that right foot. Make your way back through center, bringing your arms back into that T or goalpost shape. Soles of the feet are on the earth, so readjusting your tailbone up towards your belly button and your chin in toward your chest. Deep breath in through the nose, full, deep, and expansive. Breath out, we're going to bump our hips off to the right and knees are going to fall to the left. So you're laying on your left side. And noticing the difference in sides. So for this side, this might be enough for you. So staying right here might be all the further you need to go. If you would like to go further, next inhale, we're going to straighten that right leg off to the left. And then exhale, perhaps you want to come into cat pulling its tail. So your left foot travels toward your right hand. I find I have to reach and raise to grab a hold. And maybe it just travels towards it. Maybe you don't grab it. So that's an option as well. And you can always have a block or blanket under that right knee. Take a deep breath in wherever you are. And breath out. Plug both shoulders down into the earth and your gaze comes over towards the right. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. And remember, you can take the load off your lower back by bending into that right leg and resting the left palm on the outside of the right knee. Fullest, deepest inhale. Let the inhale travel from the bottom of the belly all the way up through the midsection, landing at the top of the chest. And then exhale to stay. Take one last inhale here. And exhale to release, making your way back through center. Hands are going to rest by your hips. Knees are bent, soles of the feet on the earth. Tucking the tailbone up, chin in towards the chest. Let your knees knock together and your feet come as wide as your mat. You might have to move your hands out a little bit and come into our wide-legged windshield wipers. So letting your knees fall from side to side, and maybe you let your head get into it as well. So I encourage us as we come into these little movements to get as much of our body on board with them as possible. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then breath out. Come back to center, back to stillness. Bring your big toes and your knees to touch. Breath in, knees towards face, face towards knees. Breath out, giving yourself a big hug. And then releasing into your variation, your most supported version of your final Shavasana. So feeling free to cover up with a blanket, propping yourself up with your blocks or blankets or bolster if you have one. Taking your most supported and nurturing variation of your lovely corpse pose, Shavasana. Letting all of this work we just did melt down into the earth to just come into complete rest. And so our body really benefits from all of the work we just did by giving it rest afterwards. And once you're here and still, bringing your full attention to your breath. And every time your mind wanders while you're here and resting, as it inevitably will, bring your full focus back to your breath. Slowly beginning once again to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles, taking a long body stretch, giving yourself another hug. All really nice ways to gently reawaken your physical body. And while you're still reclined, taking any other movements that might feel good before making your way back up where we started, finishing where we started. So finishing in our comfortable seated position. And once you get into your best version of your comfortable seat, close your eyes down. Find length in your spine. Let your shoulders be soft. Let your chin be parallel with the earth. Soften your face and jaw and bring your tongue off of the roof of your mouth. And simply notice. So notice what you are walking away from your practice with versus what you walked in with. So noticing what you might have gained during your practice and what you might have lost. And just breathe into what you notice. And as we walk off of our mats and out into the world, once again, May we retain and carry with us all of the focus, determination, and concentration that we displayed during our dancer pose. And may we continue to move with the flow and the dance of life, the circle of life, just as our friend Nataraja did way back when. Bringing your palms to touch at heart center, bowing your chin in toward your chest. Deepest gratitude to our bodies and our breath to be able to breathe, and practice in this way, in this space, and with each other. Deepest gratitude to ourselves for showing up and making this time to honor ourselves on this day. Bless you. Bringing your thumbs to touch at your third eye center, the space in between your eyebrows. And in our shared collective offerings, we bow forward. Namaste. Thank you, thank you.